Hello, welcome to the third episode of Physics for Dummies, Trigonometry. You may have noticed something a little bit different about me. Changed my shirt. Strokes. I like the strokes. I don't even know if that was in frame. But I have glasses now. To be honest, I don't really need these because I'm nearsighted, which means I can see close up. But it does fit the brand pretty well. Like, I'm just a regular guy. Now I mean business. Anyway, trigonometry, just triangles. That's what trigonometry is. Don't be alarmed by the long word because it's Greek. It's a bunch of Greek. So let's get into some trigonometry, y'all. So why learn trigonometry? Well, triangles are everywhere. Everywhere. You can make triangles out of literally any straight line. If I go like this, I'm not fully extending my arm. I think you know why. Anyway, they're good for free body diagrams as well. Let me actually give an example. When a force is going both up and, in this case, to the right, so up and to the right, you can make a triangle out of that. Because, so triangles work. Or right triangles, at least. The patterns are cool.
Wow.
Once you learn sine, cosine, and tangent, patterns. Patterns everywhere. Now let's actually get into sine, cosine, and tangent and what they mean. So now we have sine, cosine, tangent, or SOHCAHTOA. No, that is not a random noise that I just made. Let me just explain to you. We have a triangle right here. Wow! Right here is the angle. This side is the adjacent side because it's touching the angle. This long diagonal line is the hypotenuse. Basically, just the longest line. And the line opposite from the angle is the opposite. Now, sine is the ratio of the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Cosine is the ratio of adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent, opposite over adjacent. Now, with this sine and cosine graph, you don't really have to memorize it necessarily, just look at it. You can tell that the limits are 1 and -1 because, if you look at it again, the hypotenuse will always be longer than the opposite and the adjacent because that's how triangles work. You don't really have to understand what sine or cosine or tangent means. As far as I know, it doesn't really have a meaning. But the good thing is the calculator does all the hard work for you. Now, let's get into that. Alright, so let's write some of these out. Sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. If you want to get the angle, and you don't know what the angle is, so for example, if you have the opposite side, which would be a number, hypotenuse, which would also be a number, hopefully the hypotenuse is more than the opposite side, because if it isn't, your triangle is wrong. So how we get the angle is we take whatever it is, so sine, cosine, and tangent, just inverse sine, or it sometimes is written as arc sine, arc cos, arc tan. It means the same thing. But you would just put this in the parentheses, simple as that. If you wanted to get the hypotenuse, you just times both sides by hypotenuse, divide by sine, degree. Just normal stuff that you probably learned before, hopefully. And then we have the Pythagorean theorem, which is specifically for right triangles. Oh yeah, this is all for right triangles. I forgot to say that earlier. Anyway, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's usually written like that, but it's just adjacent squared plus opposite squared equals hypotenuse squared. Now this might not seem like an important equation, but it is. It comes up a lot. I can't really like give examples to where it comes up, but it comes up a lot. It has been my best friend since like calculus. So, all right, let's get into non-right triangles. So I felt too lazy to cut out a non-right triangle because this was already as hard as it was without a box cutter, and I don't want to do that again. So here we have this. So we have laws. We have laws again. Yeah. Law of signs. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I have not used these in like 3 years. I had to look this stuff up. But it is useful to know in like calculus, some calculus. But A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Ratios. But basically you assign opposite angles to opposite sides. It might be confusing, but you'll do it eventually. Then a lot of cosines, you'll notice. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I told you it would come up again. But this time it's minus 2ab cosine c. I don't know what that is. I'll be honest. I'm a physics nerd, not a calculus nerd. They go together, but I need to freshen up on this. Alright, so the conclusion is that triangles are cool. They're like my favorite shape because they're the easiest to learn. I almost failed geometry. Yeah. Greeks have complicated words, but you can break them down pretty easily. Like trigonometry. Triangle, measure. That's literally what it means. Triangle in Greek is
oh my god.
Triangle in Greek is trigonon, and measure in Greek is metron. I have it on my tablet right there. And then the Y is just there, just because. I don't know. And then calculator is your friend because it does all the hard work for you. You just have to plug in an equation and it'll solve it for you if you have the parentheses and stuff like that. Though, it is not a cheat. You have to put the work in. You put the work in. Calculator, I don't know. I'm not good with analogies. Just use your calculator when you can. It's useful, but don't like. What's 3 plus 7? It's 11. Remember that, y'all. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, y'all. I have a baseline for you guys. Tell me what you guys think. Like and subscribe.